Okay, so we're starting up another game against Waterdew right now. Um, and we're gonna do Shadow Elves versus the Goblins. Uh, oops, yeah, sucks to be muted. Okay, and yeah, we'll see how this goes. We could Shadow Pulse our own units. I'm not really feeling it. I think we might just build a lot of magic. Granted, that's not really very good against Grognak. But I don't really see another play here. We could just do the Shadow Mage for some value and to sort of stop him. Yes, that's the only other play where the Shadow Mage comes in here. Um, that could be decent. There's punishes to that. You know what? Sure. Get some more boosts early. Since we're discarding pretty heavy, since I think we're discarding like one of every event. Okay, the gate draw is pretty clutch actually. Um, I think we can go on defense here. So let's throw this gate down here. Um, what? I hate you. I hate you so much. What is this? What is this? All right, that's unfortunate. Um, all right. Yep. This is ridiculous. It seems like we're getting a lot of early boosts this turn, which I'm definitely a fan of. Do we want to kill this fighter? I guess we do. Let's kill the fighter. Get some more magic. I think we attack our own gate here too. Um, okay, at that point, I think we hold into darkness to do it on our own gate. Do we shadow pulse our own units here? I don't think so. I don't really think that's worth 2 boosts. The real tough thing here is like, do I hold a glinting speed the entire freaking game? I think maybe I do against Grognak. I could see it being good. Yeah, let's hold it because I don't really think I'm pushing to champions. Maybe I'll send a quick message on the Discord. We're doing one more. Yeah, I'll see how I respond to that. Yeah, I like all those crazy boosts. Being able to into darkness immediately is pretty good. We can. I've recently sort of discovered um the defensive potential of or sorry, not the defensive, but the econ potential of even like bouncing a seeker. If you think about it, you're spending 1 magic to do 3 damage, 2 to 3 damage. The same thing as playing burn, which is value what or 1 magic for through 2 to 3 damage, 2 to 3 damage or health is absolutely worth it. You think about a Citadel Knight, that's 4 magic for 5 health. So if you had infinite boosts, you have quite a bit of longevity. Somehow, I've played like at least 30 games of the Shadow Elves, and I just realized this like a few games ago. Yeah, so that was the downside to playing that extra mage is it's punished by Primal Fury. Um, that's okay. I might be able to glinting speed mess up Grognak's face a little bit. That'd be pretty great. I'd love to occupy that gate. Yeah. I mean, so I could even pick up my own gate and then just get out of there. Um, so I could do something like bring a seeker over here or here, mage down here, replace the gate here. Maybe we've got a ranger up here to hold down the fort for us. Um, Problem is, uh, we don't even really need to glinting speed at that point. Let's look at that. Um, I mean, and I could really even dish out even more to Grognak if I like put a seeker there, but I would rather grab that spot. And maybe that's me being a bit too economically focused. But I would go here. I'm gonna press move on for now, even though I might do that. Here, and then so I just throw 5 dice at Grognak, and we grab some front spots. Cylinders exposed. I don't even care. I can keep punching Grognak later. Yeah, this is pretty good. I think I will. Yeah, and we got into darkness. Yeah, I'll take the forbidden knowledge. Um, get another seeker. Can discard that. Good. To play the into darkness. Pop this down over here. And I think if Grognak jumps towards us, that's suicide. So we're not anticipating that. We're not really anticipating there's a good punish here. If that missed, that'd be awful. But didn't. And occupying that forward gate spot is awesome. That sort of just gives us a lot of control over this field right now. Not a very high roll, but you know, happens. Yeah, and what do we discard? I'm sort of tempted to hold the Seeker since we have so many boosts. I feel like it could be useful next turn. Holding a lot of units. Yeah, I think I'm going to. I could see. I feel like I want to play that next turn. And Grognak's got to move back this turn, or Primal Fury back. Maybe yeah, it just, yeah, there's no play where you're moving up and not getting punished for it. Ooh, oh no, gate, okay. Yeah, no, that's strong. If only I had another Into Darkness. Well. Um, I don't know. It's a little bit risky to put Grognak all the way up there. Definitely gonna get this glinting speed value at some point, for sure. Um, let's see. I could do the same thing and steal that spot again. I mean, that seems good. I'm just a thief today. Um, yeah, yeah, yeah. And the way this works is, yeah, so I can't glinting speed into there like after the seeker has moved, because glinting speed happens during the attack, while the seeker happens after the attack. Um, yeah, so I'm thinking about just a seeker going up there and then like a knight going here. I'm thinking if there's an easy way to get a glinting speed attack on Grog this turn. I'm not seeing it like. We only have 2 attacks, so I could put a ranger here too for another attack, and then it's like, okay, well maybe could pick something up. Um, my third attack could just be on shock too. That's probably pretty good. We need to do some damage to shock. Yes, this feels alright. And yeah, we definitely glad I held on to the seeker. That gives us value. That's not our gate. No, that's fine. Okay, wait, I need to think about this. That's not our gate. That's not our gate. It's just not our gate. Okay. Um, Yeah, on a scale of 1 to like that being our gate, it is not our gate. That's Is anyone else looking at this board and like you see that gate there and it's like, oh yeah, that's our gate. Like it looks like our gate. It smells like our gate. Um, okay, I may need to rethink this then, because being able to summon a smasher there is real bad for me. Um, that's funny to do that whole turn and then realize that. Well, so I mean, either we grab this spot or we grab this spot. And which it's looking like those are our options. They're not looking like we have more options than that. And you know, like this is fine. We're getting some damage on Grog. So like we're losing some value for the late game for sure. Uh, so we're gonna have to be careful about that. We can. I wonder where Cylinder goes. Maybe Cylinder moves a few spaces over. We can definitely start. Um, we're yeah we can start losing on board pretty quickly. Do we want to move Cylinder? So I'm gonna open up this spot. So I'm thinking maybe I don't want Cylinder here, but then I'm also thinking maybe I don't want Cylinder here because maybe that's our only like free gate spot to respond to this unit. Uh, so I'm thinking about putting Cylinder here and doing this. That seems pretty good. Yeah, and I'm not going for a crazy glinting speed play this turn, even though we definitely could. Um, yeah, this feels good. Uh, let's do it. Yeah, we continue to grab this spot. My thought process here, which might be a little bunk, is that I'd rather have this spot than this spot. This spot's more exposed. Like, what are you gonna do? So I'm gonna smash her here. Okay, it's dead immediately on the next turn. I'm forcing Grog to retreat by damaging the heck out of him. Heck, I could glinting speed into this right now with very little punish. I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna keep holding this the whole game. Um, keep him on his toes. We'll hold the knight and discard Talia. Anyone ever play Talia? Wait, put your hand up if you've ever played Talia. I have not. I have not. Never done it. Never done it. Never had a use for it. I definitely see a use for it, just like Dominus Malinar. Like I could definitely see, um, like just having the good punish when you're doing a more aggressive game. Just like Dominus Malinar. But I have never done it. Always goes right to the discard pile. Yep, and that's probably a Primal Fury to get back. It might not be though. No, it's actually a pretty safe spot. Another gate. Yeah, okay. We will slowly but surely deal with this. That would be amazing if failed to kill that Seeker. Pretty sweet. Yep, do that. Not Grog. Oh, almost missed it. Oh well. Okay, so we are now officially behind on board. Um, which was a predictable consequence of our actions. Uh, right, we got a ranger. Yeah, good. I think I might throw. Got so many boosts on cylinder. Very satisfying. Um, yeah, might. This works pretty well. I'm thinking of just throwing the 3 health unit in front. Um, because if we put if we put the knight in that spot, they can pretty easily get 2 attacks on it. Well, with the ranger in that spot, 2 attacks doesn't really do very much. I mean, you can sage and shaman and maybe for glory to hit some dice on cylinder. So I guess there's that. Not too worried about it. We're gonna have to think about if we're holding a champion this game, because we sure like don't have to. Champions aren't very good against Grognak. Um, and maybe we get this one shot. Yeah, let's go. Fists in the air. Fist pump. All right, good. It's a tense game. If I win this game, we'll be back to even, me and Waterdy on this marathon that we're running. Right now he is up by 1. It's like 4-3 or something. Yeah, I think it's 4-3. All right. Samara's gone. Is Lucian gone? Lucian seems bad in this, like not very good in this matchup. We have another tome. Oh, we have another tome. Okay, she's gone then. Goodbye. Um, goodbye. Even though like I don't really think we want to use a tome on her. whatever. Yeah, the tomes in your deck are just an excuse to not have to think about hand management. Um, yeah, that's strong. I mean, Shonk is at his best just a big block of health, protects your other units. Um, yeah, that's a bit more threatening. I see it. Okay, I got a seven. I got 7 potential dice on Grog next turn. Not really enough to justify it. Crazy if that thing lived. Oh yeah, doesn't really matter. The 7 dice comes from Mage, Knight. Okay, no, I'm just wrong. I'm just straight wrong. Okay, well I got 5 dice. Mage, Knight, and then you glinting speed into there. Um, hmm. Okay, I could have 8 dice if I can glinting speed over to here via some combination of something. And then I have a mage over here. But that's still not that many dice. We could augment it by having a ranger over here that can shadow pulse. Then it would be 8 on 7. 8 on 7 still isn't anything to write home about though. So we might pass on that. I like the idea of putting a knight over here, because that gives pretty bad value against that smasher, and we could, in theory, pick it up next turn. Though honestly, I don't think I'm gonna like be close enough to do that. Um, this knight might just be on shock duty. Do I want to throw a mage to its death just to get a few dice on Grog? I might. Uh, Not really though. Yeah. Okay. Real quick, is there anything I want to tome? Nope. Okay. If I did, okay. Wait a second. If I did tome, no, it doesn't quite work. Does it work? If I tomed a ranger, no. If I just put this ranger in my hand, this ranger can go here, which means Shadow Knight here. Shadow Knight goes to here, can attack for 2. Um, we then need to move the ranger out of the way. The ranger just gets out of the way, and we can bring a mage up here. And then Cylinder can get in for the final hit. Now, do I think we need to go for something risky like that? The amount of dice that would be, it would be 2 plus an additional 3 from the mage, plus an additional 5 from Cylinder. So we're looking at like 10 dice on 8. And that is just not it, especially if I miss. So we might just have to pass and play the econ game with Grog, but the econ game is a losing game. Econ game is not what we want to be playing. Do we pick up this ranger just to heal it? Probably, right? Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna. I don't know. I feel like we can sustain the econ a little bit in this matchup. Just with picking up units and whatnot. They could probably do it a fair bit better. Um, what's our plan here? This. Yeah, yeah. It's not crazy. I definitely want more damage on Grog, but Grog can just retreat at any point. And we have 10 dice on him right now, but that's just not that many. I could throw that ranger at him. The problem is then we don't have any ranger for here, or like we're not blocking the spot anymore. Um, yeah, okay, we're just gonna stick to this for now. Bit more of an economy play. Might look back at this turn and be like, oh, this I was yet to recognize that this is a losing game plan. But I'm gonna keep going because very traditionally, the more damage you've done on the enemy summoner, the more behind you're gonna be on board. Um, yeah, I think we're gonna discard Shadow Pulse. And maybe hold the rest of it. Do we need this mage? I don't know if this mage is doing that much for us. Other cards might be doing more. And we can use the tome to reclaim a champion at some point. Yeah, let's just go for that. Um, oh my goodness. That I mean, I'm gonna say it's a product of playing on stream, but it's definitely unfortunate to just not see that at all. Like I don't even know if they want to summon a unit there because you lose quite a bit of tempo if you do. Yeah, but easy charge of brutal force. Yeah, did they not even did Waterdeep not even see it immediately? Darn. Well, it's sucks to throw like that. It's hard. I'm a proponent. Like it's I never even feel like I was that bad at recognizing which side which I don't know who controlled which gate. But uh, yeah, definitely like when your mind is racing, you can definitely scan the board wrong. Which you know you kind of wish there was a unique faction gate. Oh no for glory. Thank goodness. All right, we got a shot at it. Grog is in a much more exposed position right now too. Yep, and you can grab that spot back. Okay, so well, we may now have done the good deed of putting ourselves in a position where we now want to go for this risky play. Um, are we now sufficiently losing this game to go for some whack odds dice rolls? Well, I think we might be. What would that look like? That would look like a mage followed by a knight. So we still lose these rolls on average because I know it's only 10 dice. Get the mage up here. Uh, can we even get in anymore? Can we not? I think we would need to tome something. Yeah, we'd have to tome a ranger or just place down this ranger. Okay, but before we take a crazy risky play like that, let's think about how behind we are on board right now. How many events do we have? Okay. It's a shame we couldn't just like lift that. Um, how behind are we on board? Like, let's say I just killed this. Like we're sort of maintaining the board. We're sort of maintaining the board all right. Granted, they can summon a smasher right in front of us, which is pretty bad. So like maybe we're losing on that front, but we're always going to be killing the units that pop out over there. It's a tough turn because we kind of just lose if we do the bad thing. Yeah, so maybe I won't go for the assassination. So the assassination would be tome. We get a ranger. We get a knight. Um, yeah, maybe it's not even possible. Knight goes here, and then mage. Um, okay, it's quite crazy. Then move, and then after both of after that attacks, um, oh yeah, I don't. No, we're gonna have 6 boosts. So after that, so that attacks, we lift the knight. Um, we lift this, we attack, we lift back out, into a place that isn't safe. And then this attacks, for 10 dice for the win. I'm not comfortable with that. I feel like we're not quite in like the oof, we've lost this game mode. So let's keep plowing along. I think we just uh I don't know. I mean, we could try to get some dice on Cylinder on Grognak this turn. It seems like our problem is that we haven't been. But um, yeah. Knight over here, I guess. Mage over here. Could definitely get a little bit punished with this. There's reason not to do this. Uh, hmm. With another Tundra Charger, that could be kind of lethal on me. Um, yeah, I don't know. I'm a little bit scared. I might go for the risky play. Because there's no way to consistently kill this fighter, but with Cylinder. And we're still not grabbing this gate spot. It feels like we are just giving up the game though if we're going at Grognak. But maybe we are just already that behind. Is there really no better way to deal with this situation? Like, I mean, we can just keep Cylinder. We can put a gate behind Cylinder, but like, that's scary. We sort of put Cylinder in a pickle at that point. I don't really want to go for this kill though either. Doesn't feel very good. What if we did something like um what if we did something like this? Just put a knight, just do knight and mage. So we're thinking we can hold if we're doing this play, we're thinking we can hold the late game, which might just be like factually incorrect. But that remains to be seen, I guess. Um, yeah, I could plop down a gate there. Is there any other card that I want? I could plop down anything, really. Um, oh, a seeker. Oh, I should just grab a seeker. What am I doing? Um, yeah, it feels a little bad, but to spend that tome on a seeker. But yeah, let's do it. That's fine. Uh, totally fine. Yeah, let's tome. Um, and then we can grab the spot back. And I suppose if we lose this game bad, we've at least learned something about the end game against Grognak. At least weren't learned that we can't be winning it. Um, and that's a valuable lesson. You know, I haven't done this matchup before, so yep, and we will. Uh, so we're spending a lot of resources just to guarantee that we are safe over here. But I don't know, two Shadow Knights against the world is pretty solid. Spending a lot of resources to cover up this mistake we made that they're capitalizing on very effectively. But hey, we spent all our magic. I feel like surely we're losing the magic late game here. But we still have glinting speed in hand. Like, we can still be doing some stuff. So probably gonna discard that gate. All right, that was quite a long turn. Let's do it. Yeah, and we're just after spending all that effort to get that seeker out, there's no way we're going for no way we're taking it on a 3 for 3. Yep, that's what you expect. All right, well we've sufficiently accounted for our failures. Maybe I could have put a gate there. No, that's just very easily occupied. I mean, this is very easily occupied. But that's fine. Let's yeah, sorry about the very long turn, Water D. But has to be done. I gotta beat you. I gotta even it. I gotta even it out. Um, yeah, and I don't think we're. I guess I could have picked up. the ranger that turn and shot Grognak. Um, I'm sort of hoping he'll like slip up at some point and give us some like awesome attacks. Really hoping we don't kill a knight. Killing a knight would be catastrophic. That kills a knight. Catastrophic. But it kills itself too. And that one didn't. No, that one did too. Holding. You had another boost? No, you didn't have another boost. Wow. Okay. Well, Grognak is in danger, as they say. We got some pretty good dice against him this turn. Yeah, all he needed was this not to, as long as this didn't, yeah, you're definitely seeing a true balls our main right now. All you need is this not to kill. You got 2 rolls at it, pretty good chance for it not to kill itself. It killed itself. And that might be game. We can pretty easily get in here and get out, even if if this goes poorly for us, we've still got an escape route. And we got 11 dice on 8. We will take 11 on 8. Um, yeah, for sure. Yep, we got the escape route with glinting speed. We can escape to here. Let's do it. Yep, and I mean, I guess this was exactly what we were talking about. Just like, just hope you'd slip up with Grognak just a little bit more to get that glinting speed kill. Something like, I mean, I've definitely heard people say Shadow Elves might be OP. And I could see that. That'd be unfortunate if they are. But it feels like you gotta work for your crazy kills like this. Like you gotta have the boost. You really gotta build up your engine. I mean, every deck, like for cloaks, you gotta work for it. Everything, uh, every deck that's powerful. I mean, ideally, you'd have to work really hard to get these crazy combos off. GG, we got it. We've evened out the record. Well, that means we gotta play one more game. But that'll be tomorrow. Yeah, these last 2 days, I guess we're up to 4-4. We'll still see where tomorrow puts us. That's a lot of fun. Yeah, like I really like that about Cylinder, just being able to another throw. Didn't expect Smasher to die. Yeah. That's, I mean, that's, you gotta have the balls ours. Yeah, you gotta be willing to put your money where it counts. Yeah, that's, so smashers are always real scary attacking with For Glory. For the longest time, I've thought For Glory on average could just not For Glory. Yeah, horrible For Glory there. Uh, yeah, that's I mean, I was sitting there thinking about like super like technical plays where I would like Grognak was right here and it's like, okay, I could play a tome and then I retrieve a ranger, put the ranger here, and then I summon a shadow knight, put the shadow knight here, and then I also summon a mage, and the mage goes here, and then this mate, and then this goes here, so the mage can make it up there, and then hit for 2 over here, and then I pick this up, and then I move it here. Cylinder then picks this up, and I hit you for 5, and then I pick something else up and move away, and then this, and then oh, but that's only 10 dice, so I can't really go for that, and that was like the 10-minute turn before this. So sorry about that. So meanwhile, I'm taking these long ass turns, thinking like, oh, I could go for this kill, but it's just not really enough dice to worry about it. And yeah, Grognak's a very very different faction. It feels like it's a lot easier to just see the Grognak line pretty quickly and just be like, oh yeah, grab that forward gate spot, grab that positioning. Yeah. Well, the benefits of that is we've got a good pitch here because now I think we're tied up. Um, yeah, I know you're someone, Waterdeep, who said that the you think Shadow Elves are probably too strong, and I could definitely see that as it's taken so many games to even get remotely. No, I think you are winning. No, you are winning. I think 3-2. That's today though. Yesterday. okay, I need to go back and think about it. Uh, anyway, the only thing that makes it too strong is the 10 health. Remove that, maybe it's fine. Yeah, it's fun. I don't, I mean, I really like it, really feels like the sort of faction that I could play over and over again. And uh and just always be learning something. Like I still learning so many tactics. The like the thing that like something that feels really strong about Cylinder is the glinting speed, but glinting speed it costs a lot. I mean, it's sort of like cloaks. They got the tools, but they're gonna cost you. Glinting speed, you gotta have boosts. You gotta have units that you can dip in and out. Like it has fairly insane reach, but it's sort of predictable based on like where units can go. And You get in, punch them, you get out, but you gotta have the units for it. You gotta have the boost for it. It's not free. And so that's why it feels it's a very satisfying faction to play because you can get like your end game can be insane if you have a ton of boosts, but if you haven't been able to accumulate those boosts, you're not gonna have it. Your glinting speed can be insane if you got boosts, but without it, you can't. I only care about 10 life gate. You can milk it and retrieve it, milk it, retrieve, and I think that is missing and what non-experienced players miss. Yeah, I've only started doing that very recently. I think after I saw Massimo do it. I mean, like I figured out that you could retrieve the gate, but I was like, I don't really care. Yes, the 10 life gate retrieval allows you to farm boosts too easily. Yeah, that's one of like in like the limited deck building. I think I don't think you want to allow Maldar in this deck. I think that's too good. 10 health. Gate retrieval allows you to farm boosts too easily. Yeah, I could see that. I remember Joe talking about like, oh yeah, and people that aren't fans of the of the Shadow Elves sort of like are against that. You can retrieve your gate. That's one of the points they make against. And I mean, I get maybe he was talking just about you. Maybe you sent him an email. Yeah, I could definitely see that. I've definitely not gotten to that point of Shadow Elves where I can say, yes, I'm in the end game. I know I can win this because I have this many boosts, or where I'm constantly farming my gates. I've discarded. Yeah, I mean, you sort of know you're not quite at that level with a faction when you discard a lot of events that you feel like people are getting value at, and I feel like a lot of the time I've discarded I've discarded um Into Darkness. I discarded Into Darkness a fair bit. Or like if there just isn't a use for it that turn and my gate is still at full health, but maybe like the play that you're talking about would be like, no, you're always holding Into Darkness and you're farming that 10 health gate and then you're retrieving it. If that is the best way to play Shadow Elves, where you're always playing Into Darkness to retrieve that 10 health gate, and you're always playing your tomes to retrieve your 10 health gate, and you're just milking that. That is a little dumb. But tome is fine also. What do you mean fine? Fine if it like can't retrieve the gate. Um, oh yes. You have two options. Yeah, you have four ways of retrieving that gate. Yeah, so I guess you can use the tome and the Into Darkness on other things. Meanwhile, you're milking that gate. Um, yeah, I mean, and like that's a sort of like high level strategy that you could definitely see just like not coming up in playtesting or like just like because like there's just certain strategies that you only figure out after you've played 50 games. I mean, like only with certain factions the more complicated, but this is one of the most complicated. That wouldn't surprise me. If it was like really an issue down the line, like it's something you could patch, like because that's also something like in Sand Goblins. Colby straight out said on a stream, um, I never thought 10 health gate would be a strat. I just thought it wasn't fast enough to be useful. And boy, is he wrong. And so if Sandgal, like yeah, I'm not one for like making big tier lists. I don't quite have it to have a full view of the meta like that, or not quite as experienced as a lot of people that are talking. But like if it's ever an issue with Shadow Elves, and it also seems like it would improve Sand Goblins to not let you retrieve that 10 health gate, maybe there could be an added rule to um, just be like you can never have your 10 health gate in your hand. If you do, discard it. That could pretty easily just be added to the rulebook. Remove somehow 10 life gate retrieval of Shadow Elves are fine, but with that, I think they are the best faction. I think Sand Goblins is fine in my current opinion. Yeah, you all just lots of players have, yeah, like lots of you always have very convincing arguments about stuff. I sort of, and I can buy them or not. I sort of just need to play factions for my own for a while before I get a feel for balance. So yeah, I could definitely see you being right. I don't know. I'll have to play it more. Sand goblins are fine. Sand goblins seem like a case of skill issue on my part. I feel like I when I play them, I don't feel like they're like I feel like I'm not like if I hold back, I'm not getting enough value, and if I go in, I'm not assassinating. And then when other people play them against me, it's just like wow, like they just like I like that I'm playing against breakers and cave goblins combined, and 10 health gate is a monster, and they can just sit back and snipe and then thrust it out of the way. Um, so but that it feels like a skill issue. If I'm both bad at a faction and bad against them, it sounds like I don't know what I'm doing. So that's what I'm saying until proven different. Yeah. Well, this has been a ton of fun. Let's we're gonna call the Waterdy set for today. I think so. What so I think I 3-2. I'm 3-2 today, but you were 2-1 yesterday, so that puts us at 4-4. In the overall. So like tune in tomorrow if Wardy's still around. Yeah, I'll have to look back and do the math. But for the final countdown, etc. The tournament of the ages. Wardy will be around. All right, well tune in tomorrow for sure. To uh my last free day for life. All right, well it will be well spent. We will milk it for content. These games have been a lot of fun. I love playing live games. Love playing back to back. It's been a while. Like sometimes when I sit down with someone in person, sometimes we play two games or maybe even three. Yeah, it's been a while since I've been able to do that. Real time feels different. Yeah, and just like you can just see and just keep doing it. Yeah, like I can't. I mean, okay, I say I can't, but I have spent days of just sitting in front of my computer all day with 12 async games queued and just playing all the turns. You don't play as technically. Yeah, exactly. Well, it's sort of funny because like I'd have I have like when I play this a lot in person in college, like I had a friend that was like had played a lot less than me, but like was at a fairly same skill level, and then and then some other friends had played like way less than me, but still like when Sand Goblins and Obsidian Dwarves released, like I was able to pick those up with some of those friends that had just like barely played the game at all, and like it would still be a fairly even matchup, and part of that was because I'd sort of like I was playing fast to like because I'm not try harding because I know like I'm way more experienced than them. But it feels like in person somehow like I don't know like in if I ever play async like I'm just like even just like the thought processes that work end up being like oh well I'm on my bathroom I'm sitting on the toilet and no one's waiting for me, so I might as well think about the turn for another 5 minutes and I end up finding like the best line and like sometimes that's not as much fun as just playing the game. um I vote in a turn uh in a turn based. I watch a game, go for a walk. It's a hard turn. Yeah, exactly. If it's a hard turn, you just uh, I mean, and we just, I just, my game against Aaron, like I was at the dentist earlier today. I was like, oh, I forgot to take this turn last night. I gotta just take this turn. I only have like 12 hours in the clock, and then I took it, and I just like totally threw, like I just threw the game that I've been playing real tight, and I think he might have gotten it anyway. I don't know. It was real close. It was a real good game in the league. Shadow Elves versus Savannah Elves seems like a real fun matchup. But it's just like, well, I just fucking threw. I should have gone for a walk. I shouldn't have done that. But like that's just not a fun mindset because you're just like just thinking about things too hard. I mean, like yeah, if you're in like a tournament finals, like okay, yeah, like go for a walk. Like you can really give it your all. But like it's more fun to just sort of just play. Yeah, surprising and not how much of the level of one play changes based on the amount of time to think. Um, I mean, not surprising because so it's chess and tactical games. Are you saying the level of play the level of play changes a lot based on time to think? That's why I prefer real time games because it's not only a contest of who is more willing to spend time, time, their life to play the game, and I say it as a person that spent too much time in Summoner Wars. Yeah, well, so, something that I like. I mean, so I don't like I have this instinctual like dislike of chess as someone who's like basically never played it, just like a few games as a kid and whatnot. It's just like, oh, like well, it's too determined. I would just sit there like crunching the numbers too much. But I understand how you sort of solve that in chess. Is okay. Well, here's like a really fast timer that you got to play on, and I mean, it seems like somewhat of a solution for that. And I guess also for Summoner Wars. I mean, also when you're just playing a real time game, just out of courtesy, you're gonna play faster and whatnot. But I really like how in Summoner Wars, it's not what is it? It's the difference between tactics and strategy or something. I don't really know how it works, but but because everything's not just utterly deterministic. It's not, oh, I'm gonna do this play because that means I can set up this, which means I can set up this, which means I can set up this. It's, oh, I'm gonna go and occupy their forward gate because that's probably good. Like because I've played a lot of games and my instinct says that that'll work out, and I could probably come up with a justification if you made me. Uh, Blitz chess is fun, 1 minute timer. Yeah, like I mean that definitely be how you want to play it. And so and I like that in some ways too, because like it really I feel like that does encourage you to get a lot better at decks too, because like all right, Polar Dwarves, like they can be strong, but you got to be able to see those lines fast in a real time game, and I sure can't do that. Like I every ramp shift turn is 30 minutes in a league game, or more. Like it's just crazy. I personally think 40 minute timer is too long. I would make it 30 or at least 35. I could definitely see that. Yeah. It'd be I'm not sure. Like I think Joe has talked about for the arena mode, like having like a time per phase, which is just kind of weird. I don't know how that would work because I could see it being way longer than 45 or way less, but it's like, how would you do time per phase? Because you'd want like 2 minutes for summon phase, and then, but then you can't just give it like 15 seconds for move phase because you have factions that attack and move phase. I think with 30-min timers, FD players auto lose win-win. You know what? I'm making you play against FD tomorrow. I'm gonna have like I'm just gonna go down 5 minutes on that clock. Don't worry, I got you. I'll destroy you. I don't need the time. Don't remember that. Wipe that from your memory. I didn't say that. Um, yeah, late games. I remember playing it. I played an in-person game against a friend who hadn't played much Summoner Wars, and it was I was FD and they were Sfara, because they were thinking like, okay, how do I fight against these guys? Okay, I guess I want my own fortress, and they had a right instinct. I think that in-person game, we were both playing pretty fast too. It took like 2 hours, 2 hours plus, like of of an in-person game of Fungal Dwarves versus Sfara. Definitely makes it longer. Yeah, no, fungal dwarfs 30 minute. Yeah, I don't know what the right solution to the arena mode would be. Like I feel like it'd probably be like, but it's like it'd be 3 minute summon phase, 1 minute move phase to account for like rocks, 30-second build phase, assuming there's never going to be something that allows you to attack during the build phase. 1 45 second, maybe for only 45-second move and attack phase, and then like 20-second magic phase. But then it's just like, okay, but that all adds up to like 5 minutes. And if you're having like, I don't know how long games can be, but uh Vanguards versus Fungaldars as a quickie, it takes 3 hours. Yeah, no, like definitely. If you sit down for a game of Summoner Wars, you're either sitting down for a Fungal Dwarves game or you're sitting down for two games. Uh, I can definitely like I'll definitely get really excited to play Fungal Dwarf. I mean, I love value. I love seeing the beasts pop off, etc. But it's just uh yeah, sometimes you finish a game and it's like, oh, all right, it's time to make dinner now. I would make it 35 total, 3 men per turn with 5 men bank. I'm not versed enough to interpret that. uh, oh, I see. So, how does the bank work? You get so like you take a 3 minute turn, and then you get 5 minutes added onto your clock. Um, oh, I see. 30 mind or is this? Oh, I see. So 35 minutes per turn, um, and then 3 minutes. If you get over 3 minutes, you start consuming bank. Um, yeah, that's so. yeah, it's probably best to not like in the final form of real-time Summoner Wars to not have like just a total bank because that does punish factions like fungal dwarfs more than others. Or it's just kind of weird and it feels like it'd be like inconsistent. Like, okay, if you know this matchup, you know you got to play really fast in this matchup, while this other matchup you don't. Yeah, so I think probably like 3 minutes per turn, 5 minutes bank is probably the way to go or something like that. However, your total time of the game can't take 35 minutes. Um, uh, yeah, I could see that. I feel like there's yeah, I don't know. You just need to play because like I need to look at like how long it like have we seen like are is your average Fungal Dwarves game like does it take 45 like does it take 45 minutes like or sorry, does it take like 45 turns? Like how many turns are we talking about for a Fungal Dwarves game? Is like I just gotta see how much of a disparity there is there. I think think total bank is important so you know what the max time your game is gonna take. Yeah, no, I could see that. I just don't want to. Fungal Gorm's 25. Is that 25 back and forth? So 25 each. So prize games take 9 to 12 each prize. Yeah, I feel like we've seen. I feel like I've like clicked on some like games where someone was like, "This was a game that had a 40-minute turn." Um, Average games take 9 to 12 turns. A turn with both players to make a turn. Yeah, yeah. It's weird that that the app sets it off where it's the where it's the other way. Okay, well that's a bad example. Um, yeah, 25. So what? That's 25 times 25 times 2 times 3. Yeah, you're getting pretty high pretty quickly for Fungal Dwarves games. So I'm not quite sure how you solve that. Yeah, I feel like you might need to not have a maximum timer. I mean, so but I don't really know what I'm talking about. I'm just speculating. I'm sure people like have more experience. All right, I'm only playing Fungal Dwarfs against you tomorrow. Fungal Dwarfs are so much fun. Like I totally get like they changed the game, and like it's a very different game playing against Fungal Dwarves, and you have to know how to play against them, and that's not necessarily fun. Like honestly, because like I stopped playing Fungal Dwarves against most of my in-person friends because it's just like they don't know how to play against it, and so it's not fun for either of us. And they're just upset and feel like it's OP. I don't know. My only complaint is game takes too long. Yeah, that's very fair. Very fair. Um, yeah, I don't know. You could have a just have a queue options. Don't queue against fungal dwarves. Because it suck to punish fungal dwarves more. Or like just to have like a total timer of 35, and it's I don't know. Like it would sort of make sense to just be like okay, 3 minutes, five. Like if it was just a 3 minutes per turn, and then you have a bank of 5 minutes. It's like well, I mean. And that's sort of how like Hearthstone runs and stuff like that. I mean, the game will be done quicker. And let me never speak that name again. Hearthstone's trash. But like yeah, so you might queue against Fungal Dwarves, and your game will actually take an hour and 20 minutes instead of just like 35. But uh, yeah. Anyway, well, it's a lot of fun playing against you. Feel free to stick around if you want to keep chatting. I think I'm gonna go through some of these other turns real quick though. Then I'm gonna call it a stream. And I'll be back for the final day of the showdown tomorrow. Yeah, and I hope to get to end. I mean, I hope you'll have some free time later too. Um, uh, uh, I know you'll be more busy, but if you get some time in afternoon here or there, hopefully be streaming for a bit here. Yeah, it'll be a week in August. We'll have to take off or something. Yeah, having fun. Been having fun with it for a while. All right. Let's talk about this turn.